I wanted to share with you all, in my healing journey, I did a lot of journaling. Okay, so get a journal, get many, because you're going to need it. And I noticed that through my journaling process, I realized, you know what? I should start going back and looking at some of these things, what I wrote back a few months ago or yesterday or whatever. And so I started doing that. And in that process, I realized that I was having repeat names, like people that were in my past lives, like exes or old friends or coworkers. I would meet new people in my, life who had the same name, like Michael, Sean, Samantha, Stacy. I mean, you name it. It was like almost, I was getting back into it's like karmic redos. And I was meeting these people who were similar to the other people, and they had the same name. For instance, my new boss, where I work, his name was Sean. And where I had just left, my old boss, his name was Sean. Okay? So, and that, it's one instance. But then when I started going through all my books, I was like, oh my God, and there's a Barbara. And there's there's this person and this person and this person and this person and this person. And I made a list because I was like, this is really starting to, show me some things. And as I was realizing that I was getting these karmic redos, like building and creating my life, because we're all co-creators. I don't know if you know that or not, but you're a creator. We're all co-creators of our life. And so I realized that that I was getting second chances. Like I was getting another chance to not only survive through these relationships, but literally thrive this time. And being able to make better choices. And being able to be healthier in these relationships and awakening, nurturing my inner soul, which is the real epiphany that I had, understanding that our life is cyclical. And until we learn these lessons, you're going to keep going over and over and over again in the same bullshit. So if you're not trying to get out of the rut that you're in, or you're not trying to make any changes in your life, you're not. You're going to be stuck. Nothing's going to change. You're going to stay the same. And so in that process, it really helped me understand how I don't have to be cruel to myself anymore. I can allow myself to live and let the spirit work through me, because in all these things that I've been going through, and I've shared in other videos how I've been given these signs, like a horn is honking, or my ring notification went off, or someone says on TV what's happening in my real life. All those things that I felt in my past, because I felt such a betrayal with people in my past, that I didn't have to feel that way anymore. And I can embrace what's wrong with me and the uncertainty that I have in myself, but also embrace in the fantasies and be able to create and change my life. And oh, my tummy's growling. I must be hungry. But and so in part of my journey, I realize this, because then I went through my book and I started making all these notifications about all these similar names and all these similar people that I've been crossing paths with until I learned this freaking lesson. And then I start checking them off, and I was like, okay, well, lesson learned here. All right, I know what, and I'm not going to be like prideful and say that all these lessons have been learned, because I know they probably all still have a lot of living and learning to do. But it's a great start that I can actually see, and I see it on paper because I literally lived that shit. And now I can see it on paper. And I'll be like, damn. Wow. What a real eye-opening experience. And all of this happened while my third eye opened. And it was just phenomenal. The experiences, the love, everything that I've gone through has really helped me grow and change. And I hope that maybe you'll start journaling and you'll look back and you'll be like, oh my God, I've done this again and again and again and again. It's one thing to write it down, but it's another to go back and read it and be like, did anything change? Did I do anything different this time? So I just want you to notice or pay attention to the synchronicities that are in your life, because they're there. You're just missing them. So pay attention to the music that's on your, when you're driving in the car, or the animals in your life like Bailey, and just pay attention, because those signs are there. You're just missing them.